Hello. So, to continue from the last video about Patrick Cleburne, but if you haven't watched the first part, the link is in the description below. So, Patrick Cleburne joined the 41st Regiment of the Foot of the British Army in 1846, and when Cleburne enlisted, he hid his privileged background and served as a common soldier. Apparently, he took to the military lifestyle, so much so he had a lifelong attachment to military drill, tidiness of uniform, and discipline, which will be important later on in his life. Cleburne was expecting to be stationed in India, but instead he and his regiment stayed in Ireland. This was, after all, during the time of the Potato Plight, 1845 to 1852. But the plight had an effect on Cleburne. Seeing starving people were being moved around barrack to barrack. Stationed at Spike Island in County Cork, he was on guard duty guarding prisoners who stole food because they were starving. But Cleburne allowed some of the prisoners to escape, and he was charged and deemed guilty for negligence. But in 1849 he was promoted to corporal. But when he visited home, he found out the family was in 6 months' rent in arrears. So Cleburne was convinced by his stepmother and 3 others of the Cleburne children were told to move to America. Cleburne bought his discharge from the army, and along with his brothers William, Joseph, and his older sister Anne, they boarded a ship on 5th November 1849 to America and arrived on Christmas Day in New Orleans. The siblings looked for work, and Cleburne found work in 1850 in a drugstore owned by 2 doctors and worked as a pharmacist in Helena. While working, he waited for 5 years for naturalization. He joined many high society social clubs, and it brought him closer to Helena citizenry. He then joined the Democratic Party. Also, he studied law and passed the Arkansas bar exam in 1846. Also in 1846, he supported his law partner Thomas Heidemann in his bid for the Senate against the W.D. Rice of the Know-None. Cleburne and Heidemann were walking when W.D. Rice ambushed them, and Cleburne was wounded in the shootout. And in 1859, Cleburne founded a law firm. Now, Cleburne disagreed with slavery and voiced his opposition, but he valued the opinion of self-governance. This may have influenced his view of what he saw in Ireland during the Potato Plight. Now, part 3 will be coming soon. Until then, Slán.